Good afternoon. We're going to start our meeting. And before we start, I would like to welcome the Syracuse Academy of Science students here. Thank you for coming. All righty, I have item 8, and I will know on Monday. Thank you. Councilor Rudd.
I have items 9, 10, 11. For 9, the just giving Leadership Greater Syracuse their money. I see Pam Burnett here. Do you want to say a couple words about? I mean, we just had this update for last year, not too long ago, so they're just taking the money sooner. But you want to just come up, and if there are questions. Sorry, thank you. Any questions for Leadership Greater Syracuse?
No, but
no.
Appreciate hearing a few
good.
words about.
What's that, for which number?
More 9.
No. No.
Tell us how awesome the program is and what you do with, how you leverage up the money, or how you.
Thank you for the opportunity, Councilor Rudd. My name is Pam Burnett. I'm the Executive Director of Leadership Greater Syracuse. The mission of our organization is to inspire people to take an active role in the community. For 28 years, we've trained more than 1,200 people. 82% of us still live in town. And the folks who have gone through our program are absolutely engaged in our community, making it better. Many employees of the city of Syracuse are actually graduates of our program, as well as folks who are involved really in the trenches, getting great work done by our community. So we are honored that the city of Syracuse and the mayor continues to see value in the program, and that we know that our community can only be strong if people take an active role. So our mission of inspiring people to be active is important. It's important to this community, and we thank you all councilors for talking with us and understanding our mission.
All right, thank you. And I'm a graduate of the Political Leadership Institute, so thank you. I appreciate the program.
We won't hold that against
Number
Considering our vote.
yeah, number 10. Is there any? Yes.
Good afternoon, councilors. My name is Christina. I'm from the Department of Assessment on behalf of Commissioner Clifford, who is on medical leave currently.
Have they done any neighborhood outreach?
I believe they have, yes. There is a representative from CNY Services who is behind this project who is here to speak with you.
I don't see John Warren.
There was a woman here. Are you here for this project? You? Okay. There was somebody, Mr. Warren was going to be here on behalf of this project, but I believe, yes, that there was some outreach on this.
Well, that's one of the things we need to know. We need to know if they what the outreach
just want
was.
to make sure that they did.
All right,
some
Mr. Warren.
What the facility is going to be.
All right, if I see him show up, I'll catch him. If you see the girl, just point her out to me. And I'll,
Okay.
Thank you so much.
No, not a problem. Do you want to move on to the next item?
No, there's currently no visual description of the plan in the book. Could somebody share that with us so that we can see what the development will look like?
From what they told the commissioner,
They don't know what it's going to look like.
it's going to be 50 affordable permanent supportive units for 40
Right.
1 bedrooms, 10 2 bedrooms, 30 of which will be for mentally health challenged individuals.
So 50 and 30 will be for special needs,
Yes,
and the other 20 are.
for low income housing.
Do we know specifics regarding mental health issues? Are we talking about like severely?
I do not know offhand.
That stuff?
I used to work for CNY Services. All of them, for the most part, are dealing with some kind of mental struggle. A lot of it is mild schizophrenia and some depression, that kind of thing.
Councilors, I would ask that the specifics of the project that the developer should be answering those questions.
Right.
Is it possible that we can keep an eye out for the developer for this session and we can come back possibly? Does that?
Sure.
It just feels unfair for her to try to answer the specifics of the project. Okay.
So on the tax deal, is it a standard tax deal that?
Yes, it's the
most people
standard
can get to?
formula. Gross rents minus utilities times 10% or $500 a unit per year.
Or 25,000, whichever
Yes.
comes first.
Yes, 500 times the 50 units, correct.
Okay, thank you. We'll come, if anybody knows the developer when he or she comes in, please let us know. And then number 11, it seemed just like a typo correction.
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank
Have
you.
a good afternoon.
Thank you.
Councilor Green.
Thank you, Madam President. Item number 12 will be withdrawn. Item number 13.
Good afternoon, councilors. I'm Lori Ayako from DPW, Fiscal Officer. Number 13 is a waiver of competitive bid for Duke's Root Control. They hold the patent on the chemicals we use to control the roots within the sewer system.
And they're the only ones that have.
They're the only ones. They're national.
Any questions? Okay. Thank you, Madam President.
Okay.
Councilor Carney.
Thank you, Madam President. I now have the microphone. Thank you. It's going to be one of those days. I'm just going to hold the thing.
It's like a check
Okay,
when you're
I got
saying-
item 14.
Good afternoon, Julie LaFave, Commissioner of Parks and Recreation. Item number 14 is just for a one-year renewal for our tree keeper database, which is what we use on a daily basis within our forestry department.
Okay. We're renewing it because we're happy with the services?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, thank
Call
you.
that ready.
Councilor Ryan.
Good luck.
Thank
with
you, Madam President. See, it stays to me. Number 15.
Good afternoon, councilors. Ken Towsley, Director for Code Enforcement. Item 15 is an agreement with Onondaga County to perform tenant rental agreement inspections. It covers the cost of one housing inspector, including fringe benefits for the year.
What was the need? Why did we get
This-
this additional? This is just to help with general.
We've done this for many years, Counselor. When a landlord agrees to this agreement with the county, we supply the inspector for pre and post inspection of the premises.
Okay.
Is the person already working?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So they've been working the whole year? Yeah.
Say again, Counselor?
Yeah,
No, I
they
was
both-
just trying to understand because it's September and it's for this year.
My understanding, because I used to chair this, that it's a position that we already have that we're sort of reimbursed for because they're doing work for both us and the county, but it's a position that we already have on staff. Is it a filled position currently?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Or
Thank you.
Director, whatever you want to.
Thank you. Councilor Ryan. That was you. Okay.
I
Gonna
can
be
do it
a
again if you
slow
want.
day. Councilor Boyle.
Thank you, Madam President. I have item number 16, and I'll call it ready. It's flu shots, right? Flu
Correct.
clinic. Everybody get your flu shots? That's right.
Councilor Allen.
You're good.
Good.
We agree on flu shots.
Thank you. I have items 17 through 30.
Good afternoon, councilors. My name is Yolanda Johnson, Construction and Development Coordinator. I have item number 17. Property owners requesting permission for concrete stairs at 106, 108 Comstock Ave, and they will encroach 8 feet into the right-of-way.
8 feet.
Okay.
Pretty big encroachment.
I'm sorry?
Has there been any opposition as you know of yet?
No.
No?
No. Sorry.
Is he simply redoing stairs that already existed, or he's looking to replace?
It doesn't say that there permission for minor encroachment for concrete stairs at the building entry. But it doesn't specifically say that they're existing already.
What it says.
So let me double check. This property owner, actually 17 and 18 is for the same property owner, because he's going to do the bike rack to stairs to building.
That's what it says.
It seems strange that the encroachment would be 8 feet when the stairs are 4'7". Maybe it's like, I don't know.
Is there a picture on
They're putting in a sidewalk and concrete steps.
Different, yeah, a bike, yeah.
there? Right.
Okay, that's why it's 8 feet, okay.
So that, yeah, so in item number 17, it specifically say that the stairs will encroach 8 feet into the right-of-way.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. And I also have item number 18, property owner at 10608 Comstock Ave is requesting permission for a steel bike rack that will encroach 6 feet into the Comstock right-of-way also.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. And then item number 18, I'm sorry, item number 19. Property owner is asking permission for the existing stairs to encroach into the Howard Street right-of-way on Howard Street and Gertrude. Any questions? Okay. All set. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, and items 20 through 30?
23 were held last meeting.
Good afternoon, councilors. My name is Stephanie Pasquale. I'm the Commissioner for the Department of Neighborhood and Business Development. And there's some sheets coming around regarding land bank properties. The vast majority of these properties are rental occupied, and there is 1 occupied commercial and 2 occupied religious on your list. No owner occupants. And I would respectfully request that we withdraw item 21 as they recently paid. Item 21, 604 North Lowell.
And item number 22, I tried to catch you before you came over here. And this one, they're entering a tax trust. Were you able to look up any information on that? Item 22?
There was an ownership change on this one, and we had been working with the owner to try to figure out a tax trust.
Okay.
But it has not been entered into to my
yesterday
knowledge.
with the finance department, she did fill out an application already, and it has been approved.
Are you done?
So can you?
I'll verify that.
Okay. All right, so I'll hold that.
Can I ask a question?
22.
Can I ask a question? Stephanie, can you, there's a line through the bottom of 23. I can't see what the follow-up is on that.
It says, the completed sentence says, from the carryover, it says he has many customers and is very active at the barber shop.
Right. That's a long-standing business on the south side. We're gonna hold it.
Yeah.
See if we can figure something out.
Okay.
Should I withdraw it? Hold it for now.
And item 20, Tim? Council Rep?
You got figured out. Yeah.
Yes, can you hold item 20?
Item 20.
Hold 20.
Okay, so 20 is held, 21 will be withdrawn, 22 is held, 23 is held. Any other questions or concerns for items 24 through 30?
28 and 30 are going to be held, please.
What's that?
28 and 30 are going to be
28
held.
and 30? Okay, any others? All right.
Did we want to come back around to the
yes.
earlier item?
Thank you.
Item, Councilor Rudd.
So is there anybody now here
Yes,
for item
John Warren.
10, the Star Park Housing Development Fund?
Good afternoon, councilors. My name is John Warren. I'm Executive Director of Central New York Services. I apologize for my lateness. I don't walk as fast as I used to.
Not a problem. So what kind of outreach did you guys do?
I'm sorry?
What kind of outreach did you guys do?
To the community?
Yeah.
Up to this point, nothing. We wanted to get established and then reach out. There are very few residents along that street.
Yep. So, do you want to just give us a rundown of the project real quick?
Sure. This project is a 50-unit apartment environment. 20 of the units are affordable housing. 10 of those are single-bedroom apartments. 10 are for small families with 2 bedrooms. Another 30 single units are for folks with challenges with mental health. We've built things like this before all across the city, and we're just about finished with the most recent project over on Catherine Street that all of you will be invited to when it officially opens. This is a place where people live. It is not a treatment facility. It's permanent housing, and we work in conjunction with Christopher Community in terms of getting the word out and giving everybody an opportunity that's eligible at 60% of the AMI to live there. It is staffed each day. There's 24-hour staffing at night. There's security and so on. It's people's residence. They live just like the rest of us. All of them function with, kitchens and all that stuff. And we are there to support if someone needs some referral or something like that. It's really that simple.
Can you tell me, you said you have other housing projects that you've built like this before. Which ones are yours that I might recognize?
The projects we've built before are a little more focused. This kind of project is something that's been built across the state in the last 5 to 10 years. So the other projects, they're located, one is on Wyoming Street, one is over on Genesee Street, one is the old Lincoln Elms on Onondaga. We took over and renovated it and so on and so forth. So we have 3 or 4 of them like that. We had a community residence, but we're going to shut that down and move people out into the community. We rent literally hundreds of apartments around the city as well.
Are you managing it?
Oh, yeah. It's a split management. In other words, Christopher Community manages the building for us, handles all the vetting, takes care of all of the paperwork connected to make sure people are properly eligible, including the folks with the mental health challenges. Everybody's in the same financial situation. We have some staff there in case someone needs some case management or support like that. So we're the owner. Well, the Housing Development Fund is the owner, but Central New York Services is involved with the folks that are in there.
So, John, the floor plan for this, the Knights of Columbus, Penzabines is gone.
That's right.
So this is going to go from where? Does this go all the way up to Genesee? Or does this right on their property lines?
It stays on the property line, which is the old Star Park.
Right.
And that's why we're calling it Star Park. In fact, we're trying to preserve the old backstop, which is still there, and for the community. Some owners wanted to get rid of it because of the value, but I thought it would be nice that there's a little bit of history there in terms of Ruth and Gary passing through and so on, and Sacred Heart being involved years ago. So it's positioned so it's not back up against that, but there's space in there. The idea is to have any parking, which would be, I got to think about the direction, more towards the lake, towards Harbor Brook. And then that's mostly green space. That clear? There's a railroad, behind it. So it's actually almost in its own world.
How far along are you with the plans in this?
They're finalizing all the plans. There are different sources of funding in this, HCR, New York State Office of Mental Health, and other kinds of activity connected to that. So the plans are pretty much 90% done. They were working out some details in terms of life safety and all of that.
I've as I mentioned, I have some familiarity. It is also a facility on Birch Street,
right?
That these guys own, SRO, single room occupancy, and for the persons who are struggling with mental health, they essentially live independently with constant supervision. All of the properties I've seen have been pretty well maintained and well kept, and the services are well enough to where, they almost go unnoticed, to be quite honest, and not just, I used to work for Central New York Services. I don't work for them no more, so I'm not vouching, but just honestly saying what's true. They've demonstrated, I think, ability to be a great neighbor, specifically in Wyoming, where it's very dense, and on Birch Street, where it's very dense, in contrast to what's actually on State Fair Boulevard, which is a little different.
We never identify the facilities. There's no signs out. Well, there'll be a sign for this one, Star Park, but it's not identified as a Central New York Services facility or anything like that, because you want people to have the opportunity to be living like the rest of us. There's no sense in casting any stigma to it.
So, and I know you guys will do a great job. I'm just thinking about the outreach, and there's really not a neighborhood association over there.
Yeah, not that I know of.
So I guess I'm just trying to figure out the best way just to.
I'd be glad to communicate with you, and we could work together on how to do it. I mean, we can figure out the people that are right there. We certainly can figure out how to contact them.
Streets, so.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, John.
Thank you.
If you have a site plan, just with like what it looks like on the outside with the building, and also what the building will look like on the outside.
How do I describe it? It's.
You don't have to totally describe it in words, because that's not gonna. But if you have a picture that you might be able to email or just share,
Sure, we can get you. We'd be glad to do that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And with that, I need a motion.
So moved.
Second? All in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourned.